May adlaw na tong tanan. Imagine that you can regain your hand function after a stroke or a neurological disease. Sounds impossible, right? But not anymore. In this video, I'm going to show you a guide, a step-by-step guide and a tutorial on how to make that hand move again and regain your independence. Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm your occupational therapist, and my goal is to help you be more consistent with your therapy at home. Improving hand function and ability to hold, use, and manipulate objects using your affected side after a stroke, a traumatic brain injury, or spinal cord injury, or other neurological disease might be the most difficult to improve and might be the last one to improve. But don't worry, if you are really serious about regaining your independence, regaining that hand function, just follow along with me and do not skip on any part of this video. And I'm also going to make an attendance check just to make sure that you are really following along. And remember to always start from the top, meaning your shoulder down to your wrist and hand and your fingers. Enough explanations, but if you want more explanations, just type it down below in the comment sections. Please explain more why this one works. But just follow along with me. Let's get to it. Okay, the best place to do your therapy in this video will be at your dining table where you have a big table, a stable one, and you will be sitting down, okay? And my stroke arm in this video is my left side. So we are going to work on our forearm first because it is closest to your wrist and hand. If this is not mobile, if you're not able to manipulate it or move it, it will be hard for you to move your wrist and hand. All right? So we are going to do a forearm rolling first. So you're just going to roll your forearm facing up because usually your forearm will be facing down when you first start doing this therapy, okay? So we're going to roll your wrist to face up and hold it for about 30 seconds, okay? 30 seconds is the key in order to get that good stretch. And you're going to bring it back down and hold it for about 5 seconds just to let it rest. And then move it back up again for 30 seconds. Do as many times as you need it. The next area you need to work on will be your wrist, okay? I'm going to just bend my elbow here so that you can see better. I'm going to put my thumb closest to the wrist in order for me to have leverage. And then I'm going to slowly extend my wrist to point up. On your own, just keep your forearm on the table. Again, thumb closest to the wrist. And the rest of your fingers, the back side of your hand. And then slowly extend it, stretch it, hold it for about 30 seconds again. And then bring it back down, slowly let it rest. Do not force everything because it will bounce back. Now, if your wrist is tightly closed like this and bent, that means that the muscles here are going to be tight, right? So if it's hard for you to do that, go back to your forearm and then massage using the knuckles of your good side, of your good hand. Massage it going up and down, okay? Go gentle with this, do not go fast. If you go fast, it will just make the tightness even worse. So just go slow, all right? Again, please do not skip any part of this video if you're really serious about getting your hand movement again. So you're going up and down, slow. Now, you can also go side to side, all right? It wouldn't hurt if you go side to side. You can also use your thumb in circles, just like that, okay? Go in circles when you massage your forearm. Now, after doing that, try to, again, stretch your wrist to extension or go in this way, all right? So, do your best to go slow when you stretch your wrist. After doing so, we are going to try to open our hand, okay? To open your hand again, the key is the thumb. So, you want to insert your your index finger and try to stretch your thumb out like this, okay? Stretch it out. And then after that, hold your thumb with your index finger and your thumb of your good side. And then insert your middle finger and your ring finger through your closed hand if it's tight. If it's not that tight, it should be not a problem for you. You can skip this part. It is better if you don't and just practice along with me, right? After you're able to go that way, place your hand and your wrist at the edge of a table, of your table. So it's better if you are located closest to the corner of your table so you can do this part of the therapy, okay? So keep holding onto your thumb if you need to, and then bring your entire arm back. You can lean back to make it easier, okay? Your hand might hook into the edge of your table, and that's fine. You're going to use that leverage to extend your hand and your fingers to open up, just like that. All right? Now, if that is again very hard, you're struggling to do this, to extend your thumb and extend your fingers, do a swipe movement to stimulate the backside of your forearm. That is after you again massage the front side of your forearm. Okay? So massage, go slow. I might look fast, but that is already slow. Some therapists might go fast like that. It will not work. It will make it tighter. So go slow to relax, right? We don't go fast in order for us to relax. We go slow to relax, right? So massage and then do a swipe movement going back up to your elbow of the back side of your hand, fingers, hand, wrist, and then forearm. Go that way. And then try again to stretch your thumb, your fingers, and again pull back. All right? After you're able to pull it back and your hands and fingers are able to open, now we can move on to a more functional part of this video to use that hand, because it don't matter if you're just able to open your hand like that, but you are unable to move it. So we gotta practice a more functional movement in order to retain that ability of your hand to open and close or manipulate smaller objects or even bigger objects. So let's move on into that. Okay, moving on to more functional movements for your hand, because you really need to practice doing day-to-day activities with your affected side. Otherwise, you will develop a thing that is called learned non-use. You don't want to have that. Otherwise, you'll have difficulty regaining hand movement and hand function. Okay, so get you everyday objects that you might use, such as a hairbrush, a water container, and I will show you on how to use these sponges. Okay, so for the hairbrush, I like it because it has a handle. A comb might be more difficult. Try to hold it. Force yourself to hold it. It might be frustrating at first, but do your best. If you need to, you can sit on your good side, your hand from your good side, and force yourself to hold that object, your brush or your water container, okay? And practice bringing or bending your elbow first. Your shoulder might be a little weak, but bending your elbow, all right? Or even just, let me push that away first, grabbing into that brush and then just slide your arm side to side and back and forth while holding that object, okay? Moving on to the water container, just grabbing that, opening your hand and grabbing it. and then moving it side to side. If you don't have enough strength yet to bring it up to your mouth, okay? So you got to practice those very important movements that you do every day. So you can go forward in order to grab it while you're sitting on your good hand, so you're not allowed to use it. So that part is what you call constraint-induced therapy. So we're combining a lot of techniques in order to get that hand moving again. Okay, so go try to grab a hold of that water container. Now, if these are too heavy for you, get you multiple sponges. A sponge is non-slip, so you can hold it very easily. Maybe start with something thicker, like this, all right? Get you sponges. You should have sponges at home, right? And they're cheap anyway. So practice opening that hand. What you need to remember when you want to open your hand is to flex your wrist or drop your wrist. Drop your wrist and relax to open your hand. Bring your hand close to the object. And then when you want to close your hand, use leverage. When you bring your hand up, your fingers will close passively. Okay? Let's go back to the first step. Get close to the object that you're trying to hold. Bend your wrist first, it don't matter. If your wrists are bent, that is to open the hand. And always tell yourself, relax, relax, relax. Don't want to tell your hand to open. It will go the opposite way. You might end up closing your hand. So relax, relax, relax. Drop your wrist. Get close to the object. And then just like a crane, you're going to hold that object. If you cannot bring it up like that yet, just get close to it. Try to close your hand, slightly bringing your hand and wrist up, and then just slide it back towards you or side to side while you are trying to hold that object, not letting it go. It is more difficult to really open the hand once your arm, your wrist and hand are tight and spastic. So again, go back to the swiping. Okay? After a few attempts of doing this movement, of trying to grab a hold of it, do the swiping movement again in order to open that hand. Okay? So swipe, 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 and then hold. Move it towards you, away from you, or sliding on the table. That's easy. Bring it up like you're eating a sandwich. Okay? If it's hard for you to go this way, might be easier for you to go sideways, right? Allow me to hold it because it won't stand like that. I don't know why. This is an old sponge. Make use of whatever you got at home. But hold it like this. Relax your hand. Let it bend to open. If it don't open, again, swipe, swipe, swipe. Then try to reach for that object, for that sponge, okay? If it gets easier, go to a bigger sponge, but a little thinner, just like a sandwich, right? So, practice holding it, and then bring it up to your mouth, then bring it back down. Again, tell yourself to relax and drop your wrist. If you need to say it out loud, say it out loud. Do not be embarrassed. Anyway, you are going to focus on yourself when you're doing your therapy at home. Focus on yourself. Be intentional about your practice. Don't mind other people. If you are by yourself, that is fine, but it's always much better when somebody else is supporting you and helping you out, right? So again, you're going to grab a hold of that object, try to bring your wrist up to close that hand passively, your fingers, and bring it to your mouth like you're holding a sandwich. Do not eat it, okay? And then go back, put it back on the table. Just do that one more time. If you want me to stop explaining about why this one works or why you have to do all this stuff, type it down below. But I think it is easier for you to get the concept if I'm trying to explain it to you, right? So again, swipe, swipe, swipe. If you are unable to open your hand, swipe from the fingers to your hand to your wrist and up. And then try to reach for that object. And then when you're ready, extend your wrist to passively close your hand. And then try to bring it to your mouth. All right? Bring it back down. Do that multiple times. And after a few attempts, rest. Again, the rest part is very necessary. Now, we're moving on to the next part, the bonus tip. But I'm going to do the attendance check now. So, type down below the word serious, because you're serious in regaining your hand function, about regaining your hand function, right? So, type the word serious, and then after that word, type the year where you had the stroke or your injury, or when you had traumatic brain injury, spinal cord injury, whatever happened to you, type down below the year. Now, let's go on to the bonus tip. Okay, so if you are really, really serious about getting your hand function back, you might want to get you and invest on a good glove, a robotic glove. The name of this device I have here is the Hand Function Rehabilitation Training Device. I have tried it already last night, and it was effective. So you have the controls here, and you have the gloves. Ask somebody to help you out when you are ready to use this. So this is the mirror glove. You are going to wear this with your good side, okay? It will have controls right here. All right, and then this is the robotic glove that you wear with your stroke side, your affected side. This is how it looks like. All right, it has hydraulics here, so it is kind of high-tech. I like it. It works. The hydraulics are here. It will be filled up with air, just like a blood pressure machine. If you can imagine it, it looks like a blood pressure machine. What I like to do with this one first is to, again, try to get your stroke side, your affected side limber first, where it's not too tight. And once you're ready, ask somebody to help you wear this thing. Instruct them to put the fingers in first, okay, and then the thumb. I tried putting the thumb in first. It was difficult for me. After doing so, by the way, there are instructions that is included, so it will be easy to follow. Anyway, and then after putting the fingers in the thumb, secure the wrist part. Make sure they are all in there. And you have extra straps here. I'm going to leave you a link down below so you know where to find it. Or you can just search for robotic hand device for stroke. Include the phrase or the word stroke in there so you are able to find, the right device. All right, it is like this, and the back side. See, the future is here. I'm going to put this, connect the device to the controls, turn it on, and what it does is it opens and closes your hand. That is the first setting. It does it passively. So this is great when you don't have good motor control yet. See, I'm not moving it. The device is moving it for me. It just uses air, hydraulics. Is it what you call it? I think it's still hydraulics, right? So it opens and closes. The second setting will be where you use your mirror hand, your other hand, your good side. And what you want to do is when you close it, there is a clicker here. When you close your mirror hand, it closes the robotic glove. And when you release, it opens it up. Ain't that amazing? Okay, click again, close, boom. It's just like mirror therapy. And then open. All right. You can go slow when you open. It is really the opening part that is harder when you have a stroke. So when you release, try to really go with the speed of your robotic hand. All right. Closing though, it'll be harder because you have to click into that clicker inside the palm of your mirror hand. Release again. All right, so that is the second setting. The last setting is when you are going to resist. So when it opens, this is the more advanced setting. So when it closes, try to open your hand. It will give you resistance, right? And then when it opens, try to close your hand. You will not break this thing, okay? So now it is trying to open. I mean, it is trying to close. You're going to open. So do the opposite. So it is opening now, try to close. Oof. Now it's trying to close, try to open your hand. All right? When you do this 20 minutes and then rest. Okay, so whatever stage you are in, if you are still flaccid, you can use this. It will passively open and close your hand. If you are on the developing of spasticity stage, then this is also very useful to practice more functional stuff. And then when you want to strengthen your hand when you are going to do your functional activities, do the third setting. All right, so this is your bonus tip. Get you this device, the hand function rehabilitation training device. Really, really good investment. I'm going to leave a link down below, and it is an affiliate link, so help this channel out, get that device. I will greatly appreciate it. Okay, so again, invest on one of these devices. Let me turn that off. My hand is already getting tired. All right, so those are the exercises. All right, so those are the tips, step-by-step guide on how to regain hand function and ability to move your hand. And if you have reached this part of the video, you are one of those who are really serious about regaining that function back. So if you find this video helpful, please click on that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and click on that notification bell so that you will know if there are new videos coming out from this channel. And it will greatly help me growing this channel and reach more people who badly needs help and who do not have access for therapy. And if you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, just type it down below in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer all of them. And for the links for the other videos that you might want to learn on how to improve your arm function, your leg function, ability to walk, just click on those links down below in the description area, okay? And just a reminder, consistency is the key and never give up. Until next time, paalam!